make that investment instead of you. I can't do it for you. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hi, are you here for the event? Yep. Do you guys have your vouchers? Yep. Okay, great.
Or inauthentic. What is flavor? Remember how it's messed up?
To go on doing the rest of your life.
Absolutely. And that's what I do.
But more or less, even developed poets will, learn from each other and steal.
If you haven't yet purchased a copy of Petals of Poetry, we have copies at the desk at the top of the stairs right behind us. You can get one signed by both Isabella and Jack after they speak and pay for it downstairs at the main registers. We offer parking validation for anyone that makes a purchase, and I'd like to remind you all that Readers Guild members can reserve a seat at any in-store event. This time, please take a moment to turn off all cell phones and electronics. While you do that, I'll tell you a little about Isabella and Jack. Isabella Martinez, a high school student born here in Boulder, has always been intrigued by and passionate about the art of writing. She's a columnist for Boulder Country Kids newspaper, and Petals of Poetry will be her first published book. Jack Collom is the author of 25 books of poetry. He's an adjunct professor at Europa University and has worked extensively getting people of all ages on the page. Without further ado, please help me in welcoming Isabella Martinez and Jack Collom.
Well, thank you all for coming tonight. First, I'd like to honor our artist, who's the artist of our book cover, Derek Hinn, and also thank Awesome Boulder. And this book was made possible primarily because of them. We had won a grant, and Awesome Boulder is a foundation that makes the city of Boulder a happier, more beautiful place to live. We are both very honored to have received this grant and blessed to have been able to create this book. Our goal has been and is to bring into language, to bring a bouquet of language by ourselves and together and share our work with any and all people. So thank you to Awesome Boulder.
I too am grateful for the chance to be here and to read with Isabella. I'd like to say a couple things about our methods. Most of what you'll hear was written while we were working together. Sometimes we follow independently a writing idea, such as acrostics, even of the whole alphabet, or 13 ways of looking at something. Other times we wrote collaboratively, trading off every line, sometimes ending our lines at mid-phrase, trading off every word, questions and answers. Sometimes we call out words into each other's texts, etc. We've enjoyed the fun and the discovery process, and we hope you do as well.
First, and then after you'll have the ability to ask questions and get your book signed. Okay. Poems about poetry. A single silk ribbon draped over a pile of scattered words. A group of power and one of peace. A story, a paragraph, a sentence. A single word of importance, all in one place. A clutter of smooth round edges and sharp splinters. Everything touches. All the words erase. The freely flowing ribbon of yellow silk. A creation, one of thick yet dark importance, and glowing delight. Gently wrap the mind like a gift, the perfect present. Thought stands as words poke at and deliver a flood of emotion. The words become one. The words are one.
Poetry is the next thing that happens. Poetry is flying in a piece of tile. Poetry is where a tiger has eaten you up, but vomits because you don't taste good. Poetry is paper inside out. Poetry is halfway between all the colors, not counting plants. But poetry is several kinds of animal. 1, rhinoceros. 2, ground squirrel. 3, jagged crocodile. 4, pet reptile. 5, and even human. When the night is like silk and drops and shatters on the ground, the shapes of the shattered are poems. I don't know the number, but it may be totally crazy, like 14. Anyway, I pick up a batch. I take them to town and trade some of them for food, such as licking the chocolate milk off a brown cow, eating raw onions in a tree, and then I lock up the rest of them and bury them in the sky again. So it goes. The whole thing is a gift. Here, I give it to you, not with a K, untied, moon, pelican. Beautiful, that's a poem. And Poppy, 2 acrostics, one serious and one fun. Perhaps my sons call me Poppy because I'm pretty as a flower, if only. But no, they call me Poppy because I was their papa. I was their pop, and you can see it by the funny ways we acted, and still act 50 years later. Poppy 2. Please stop turning around and around, I asked the world, but it only laughed, causing earthquake storms until the whole place was rocking. Perhaps it's better this way. Anyway, it's better than yesterday it was just sitting around.
Sunlight that drips onto us. Save the speckled eggs that roll in nests of pine needles. Save the blue light plastering the sky that brings a smile to my lips. Save the sturdy trunks of trees so that children may swing. Save the sweet air that rises to my nose. Save the delicately and untouched vegetables, even a purple undertone. Keep the beauty present.
What are caves for? This was a question without answers. What are caves for? Cave people, of course. Or people to go down into the depths of it there, have a serious talk, so the earth can breathe, to help solve the housing problem, for giant bat conferences, looking for gold and silver, for when the sun's too hot, silly, just to make things complicated. Storage, to scare little sisters and brothers with, because we all need secrets. Bears require them for comfortable hibernation. Caves provide good black dirt for farmers, because they're there, you figure it out. Just for something to do. Besides, they're cool, man. I don't know. Maybe one cave appeared somehow and people got addicted. Because if everything was rocks, life would be too hard. Let's look up the answer in the Wikipedia. I'll tell you tomorrow. Poems about the Boulder streets. And we'll read 3 lines each back and forth. Soft air drifts from the iris gardens to the stone animals on the Pearl Street Mall.
Wild alley brush, soft community edges in front of Bear Creek.
Boulder Creek carries hellos down from the Continental Divide.
Little secrets gleam as we hike the offbeat streets.
1,001 ways to get lost or found.
Bicycle heaven, a mountain line or two, skies full of surprises.
Up the canyons, deep under the ponderosa roots, copper, silver, and gold.
Brick streets, plastered in tie-dye cloth and unknown discoveries.
Wonders to look at, from the baby shoes to the crest of Green Mountain.
The traffic sometimes resembles a massive breakout from a big tropical zoo.
Sunshine from the plains dances with the shadows of Long Speak and his children.
This is a poem called An Illamolo, and an Illamolo is a poem where you do with 2 people, and someone calls out a word about every 15 seconds, just a random word, and it must be like incorporated into the poem. Okay. Poetry. A work of art and a thought-filled idea that happens to be like that of a piece of tile, with brilliant designs of color like a tiger on a clean sheet of paper. all types, demonstrating an inside-out structure and ideas. Poetry is a plant with buds of color and bark sturdy enough for animals. It is a jagged way of words and almost unclear as taking care of my pet reptile. Words, like silk drapes when the flow shatters suddenly and unknowingly. Numbers not included. Funny, witty, serious, crazy. Genres of all types mixed into one butter of batter, where a town of chocolate chip cookies emerge. A lick of a finger and the poem enters the mind, brown and orange. A scrape in the mind, yet a petal in the heart is locked away. It is buried, yet the mind appreciates the gift that has been given. Poetry presents you with enlightening ideas and strong-held knots that will last and shine like the moon. Poetry is something beautiful.
Here's a trade-off of loons. Loons are little 3 words, 5 words, 3 words shapes, and we'll trade them off. We trade it off one by one. The tissue box. Oh, it's yours. No.
Yeah. Okay. The tissue box looks like a sky and a big envelope.
How did you find me in the dark? You'd eaten garlic.
I thought I'd cover it up with peppermint, but I guess I didn't.
Well, now that we are both in the dark, what can we
Do. I'm cold. Well, let's build a fire. I'll find wood.
I've got some dark chocolate that's 3 years old. Yum, yum.
That's no help, but it's really delicious. Then let's eat. This is the poem. It's called Something I See in Front of Me, and I was just sitting at the coffee table where we sit and write our poetry, and this is what I saw. Shapely black and thickly outlined letters. The letter F. I see clearly as its limbs stretch and reach over the length of the green plastic bottle and white labeling badge. Lines of light reflect off the glossy canvas. Fine printing ornaments the bottle that I cannot quite read from where I sit. Circular top that closes in my crevice. I turn the bottle and see full line of words. A clear title, fish oil.
Here comes letter to a friend. In the garden, Jenny's reading philosophy to my right. That dear apple tree with small green apples over me. Chickadee singing in Susie next door's yard. Straight ahead, miles away, Green Mountain bedecked with flat iron rocks. Crows singing across the alley. Tall mullein stalks, house finch song, wondrous blue and half-hidden pink flowers close by, and the whole garden then sprinkled with sunlight. Goldfinch whistle, purple loomings, intricate stillness, airplane motor fades away, robin song, strange bare twigs, rosy between the blue and green, dear coal, very delicate variations emerge, such as a crossing fest of foam lines and clothespins resting in their places. Come see me, us, some otherwise ordinary day will laugh, escape the heat, and make scrambled eggs together. Yeah. What is it? Oh, Bill was right. Okay. William Carlos Williams once said, "No ideas but in things." And I've taken his idea and jammed it into the thing of a ridiculous sonnet. Bill was right. No ideas but in things. 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 No ideas but in. You are hereby sentenced to 80 years as a writer with no probation.
You are the dot at the end of the exclamation point line.
You are laughing at my alphabet soup.
You are a mind filled with mazes and funny jokes.
You are more than that. Half robin, half fat, half fox, half snowball.
You are a ray of sunshine that lights the sky, even though the weather forecast calls for snow.
You boo, flew, coo, daylight, push, eloquent, mustard, practice, blue.
You are a bird with blue feathers that dares to sit on a telephone wire.
You see the Australian ghost sitting on the fish oil jar?
You are an imaginer, an illustrator of words.
You too. Okay.
You must be right. This is called How I Write. I write with the taste of a word that tastes fresh and sweet like that of whole milk, clean and pure. I write with words tasting thick, dense, and unexpected. Baking soda. I write what I imagine in my head, thoughts of color colliding and glorious words wanting to be put into sentences. I write from my life, from my experiences, from the brimming buckets of gardens to the stable chair where I sit. I write with pen, currently and often blue. My mistakes and thoughts, scribbled and drawn along college rules notebook paper. At the end of my poem, I see what I have written. Imperfections in a work of art, chaos and beauty.
How I write. I like to walk in the woods. I pick up a stick and write in the mud of the path. I toss rocks into the river where they splash to the bottom and create coves. I burn the end of my stick and write with the charred end all over the meadows, making one sonnet per cornfield. I reach up with it and slather the sky with meaningful burnt carbon symbols. I wrestle with the grizzly bear and the torn up earth forms a haiku. I take out my fountain pen and inscribe delicate Chinese poems on leaves. I run through the desert and my footprints equal epic narratives, not to drive. I throw blueberries into the bushes and the birds form concrete poems in the air diving for them. I add all of this up and more, get it published on the moon where anybody can stare up at it in the wahoo of midnight. No, really. I write in the morning, don't know what I'm doing. That's why I keep on. Maybe I'll find out someday. Poem, please open up eternity, Mr. Poet. Poem, pleasure of eating with your mind.
This is a poem called My Soul. We did this one word each, so we'll trade off every other word.
My
Soul,
is
like,
the
light,
and
soft,
seemingly
turquoise,
winds
that,
roam
over,
coated
sand,
beaches,
hands,
high
rising,
peaks.
it,
Is
he,
slight
movement,
and
changes,
a
leaf,
undertakes
from,
fall,
to,
winter,
and,
the
drastic,
stages
of,
ever changing.
life.
This is captured talk on a walk near Central Boulder. Words that were there. Grease monkey. Speed limit 35. 400E. Let's draw a book of raccoon. Oh my! Bruce Randolph Avenue. Easy excavating. We'll go down to the library in the mall. Verizon. Road closed. North. Way to grow. Does your arm still have a big bump yet? Appliance parts. Penske. Exit. Use exit 1. I ate everything. Honk honk. Geese. Subway. Do not enter. We had a moth this big. It was eagle food. Fines doubled. Front Range Community College. It's a church. It's a ranch. It's a boulevard. I just got a shiver in my whole body shape. Left shoulder. Be the best. Drive it. Buses only. I got them all three out with one brush. Emergency parking only. IM 0005. Next right H. Maybe you can look for some ladybugs. Table Mesa. 15 feet 9 inches. Free in-home estimates. I'm just playing in the garden. Joanne. Space available. Remax. I see a ladybug.
What books by Jack do you happen to like?
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry.
What books by Jack do you like or have read?
Well, we used this one that was, that gave us a prompt.
Poetry everywhere.
Poetry Everywhere, and that has a mix of poems through all by students, like throughout all the places he's been. And it gives you like a really good idea of just how people write in different areas. And I think it was a nice structure to start this book because it had poetry ideas like things I see in front of me, trade-off style, ideas like that. So we were able to use that book and create something else with it. So that one. And then,
What's the one with the crow on it?
or the bird on it. That one was a beautiful one too. The one with the bird on the cover is really good too. Yes,
Oh, Second Nature.
We've
Second
gone over
Nature.
that.
Second Nature.
Yeah. Heron.
It's a heron, yeah. We're not to do a perfect.
What's your next project?
We're not sure yet. This one just took a lot of time and it was a good creation and a good turnout. So yeah, I guess.
You're gonna retire now?
No.
She's gonna keep writing for 80 years. I sentenced her to that.
And I also write for Boulder County Kids, which is a newspaper here in town, and I'm a columnist for that. So this is like poetry, which is great, and then the other articles that I've written for are more structured and about things happening in town. Anyone else?
Can you say something about how you published this?
So what happened was we got the grant, and right away we just started working, and Colt's Publishing here in Boulder was very helpful, and we had some ideas that we always liked Sarah Kinn's artwork, and we went to her studio and looked at many different options, and me and Jack had meetings about which ones we liked the best, and we had someone help design the cover, which has turned out beautifully. And also some videos done, and that was very helpful too.
And Jennifer, with the help of her Boxoon Press, provided that,
I was able to give us the number.
the name and the number.
And then we just went to Colt and
That is going to remember, I mean, that's it. Anything else.
was able to get it published. Anyone else?
Oh, yeah.
What surprised you or delighted you most about the experience of working together?
I think that this has been a great experience because me being a sophomore in Boulder High School, I'm able to see like the different styles of writing and the different ways to write, and definitely been inspired by seeing an older generation and then having me and see what I'm learning, and then it coming together into like one beautiful work of art, basically. And then just being able to, the younger generations and the older generations being able to put into one.
I'm inspired because Izzy, because of that same reason, and Izzy is smart, she loves poetry, and she's also hardworking, and will practice and will go over the practicals in the process. And yeah, so she's good on the poetry side, and that can be divided into the silly and the, you know, and the aspiring. And then within the world, she's good at several layers of activity there. So good.
Yes?
Are all the poems you guys created together in the book, or are they some that are not?
There's some that are not, and actually, you're included in the book.
Yeah.
He came over one day and we
Yeah.
had a lot of fun with this book and were able to create mixes of poetry. And the one that we practiced the most and had like the most fun with are probably in this book. And then of course there was other small ones that were just experimental that we just created too. So.
Brian?
Anyone else? Or?
We have a last question. We have time for one more. If not, I want to thank you all for coming out. I encourage you to grab a book to support Jack's Collom and your local independent bookstore. You guys can get it signed, and we also have food and drinks provided by, I think, Isabella's family in the back. So thank you all for coming out again.
Hi, how are you? Very well, like. Mandy, you were great too. Congratulations.
Plus bench here.